Hi everyone, my name is Kate Warren and I am the Director of Global Recruitment Services at Devex. Thank you for joining me for my very first Career Matters video blog. Each week I will be answering members' questions about careers in international development in response to my @Devex Twitter hashtag. So if you have any questions, please tweet me @DevexCareers and it might be the subject of a future video blog. This week, I had a lot of questions from people interested in transitioning into an international development career. More and more, I'm seeing professionals in other sectors interested in leveraging their knowledge and expertise to give back, in a sense, and help solve some of the world's pressing challenges like global poverty and health and climate change and conflict. And they're seeing that they want to play a role in helping to solve these challenges and looking to find a way to break in. As you think about what skills and professional backgrounds are transferable to a career in international development, really think about any efforts that help to strengthen people, institutions, and systems, and chances are they can apply in a development context. So our first question came from @KF Here and Now, who asked, as a marketing professional for 15 years, how can I position myself for a development career? So marketing is one of those skills that is definitely transferable to international development. And there are kind of two different approaches I think you could take. One is to look in-house. So many NGOs, consulting firms, and even donor agencies have in-house marketing teams. So you think about these organizations live and thrive off of funding. And so they need to be concerned about their marketing and their brand to reach their donors, either individuals or donor agencies or private foundations. And so they need people to help design their website, to produce marketing collateral, to do any kind of fundraising and social media strategy, planning their events, doing sponsorships, all of that. So all of that is very applicable to somebody with a marketing background. There are also other kinds of positions where marketing skills can be very transferable. So think of business development, although that is a lot of proposal writing. Marketing savvy is very important when working on a proposal or doing other business development efforts. Also looking at partnerships and other kinds of fundraising, again, would be very relatable to your background in marketing. Those positions will tend to be in a home office environment, and you might get a chance to travel some too. So if you're looking to be based in the U.S. or a Western country, you might want to look at those opportunities. If you're looking to be based in the field, working overseas, and getting involved in programmatic work, there are also options. So social marketing can be a big component of many aid projects. A lot of times it's for health work. So if you have any experience or interest in that, it'll be very helpful. But stakeholder engagement is another thing you might want to look at. That's a big component and skill that's frequently needed in a lot of development programs. We will engage with different and reach different audiences and stakeholders to help a project. So I would search for jobs using those keywords and also try to phrase your experience using those keywords too, so it'll be relatable to an international development audience when they're reviewing your resume. The next question comes from @Peggy McDaniel, and she asks, I've been an RN in medical sales and now a corporate trainer in marketing. Any ideas how I can break into an NGO field? So like the previous question, she could definitely look at social marketing jobs and health-focused programs. So that's where she could combine her medical and marketing background and put that to use. And then in training is a very sought-after skill in development. In fact, a lot of what development projects are training programs. So they're training people to do things better or more efficiently. What's also very much needed is experienced trainers. So that is a methodology that is frequently used, as well as, it's another good buzzword, a participatory methodology. And so you might want to look for positions that require that training background. Sometimes they even describe it as capacity building. So again, that's another buzzword to look for when you're searching for jobs. And again, when you're writing your resume, think about some of those keywords and how you can frame your experience using those terms. So again, it will resonate with an international development recruiter or hiring manager. Our next question comes from @Mardual, who asks, would you have advice on transitioning from a PhD in biomedical sciences to international development? So I actually checked on Devex, and right now on our job board, there are 10 jobs that require biomedical science expertise. Most of them require analytical and research skills, which you likely gathered in your doctoral studies. So be sure to emphasize those in your cover letters and your resumes. They also like to see experience in health technology, clinical research and trials, and then of course experience working in a developing country. So if you have any of those experiences, be sure to highlight those, and if you do not, you might look to try to gain some of that experience in order to make yourself more marketable to an international development career. Our final question comes from @Russell Rudin, who says he is trying to make a midlife career change to development and would like help. So for any job seeker that is looking to change sectors, break in, it's all about the transferable skills. So take a look at the skills you have and then map them to the opportunities you see in international development. Jobs where you see an overlap is where you'd want to start. So it may take a couple of job changes to get to where you want. You may not be able to, leap from A to Z to your dream job right away, but if you can be strategic about it, look at jobs that leverage your current skills, but will also give you some new skills that you can then leverage into another job change. Then you can ultimately get to where you want to be. Again, it just might not happen overnight. There are many skills and professions that are transferable to international development, and so sometimes it's all just about the vocabulary and buzzwords you use. Each industry has their own unique terms, sometimes to describe really the same concept. So again, we're talking about capacity building and stakeholder engagement. Those are some of those buzzwords frequently used in international development. So you want to make sure you are framing your experience using those right terms, keywords, so that you resonate with an international development audience. And then you would also be searchable if you post your resume on Devex online, and they're using those words to try to find people with that experience. So if you have any other questions about transitioning careers, I encourage you to check out Devex.com, where we have a lot of articles, other tips on transitioning to the international development sector. And then if you have any other additional career questions, please tweet me, again, @DevexCareers, and I might be able to address it in a future Career Matters video. So thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.